Coming up, growing anti-Asian hate comes to a head in Atlanta.
And later, a rocky start to Iowa City's Racial Justice Committee threatens its mission. Thank you for tuning in to DITV Now. Here's your flash update of the biggest headlines coming out of the Daily Iowa newsroom. I'm Katie Wadman.
And I'm Michael Merrick. 8 people are dead in Atlanta after a shooting spree. 6 of the victims were Asian women. The police have arrested Robert Aaron Long and charged him with 8 counts of murder.
He claims that these, and as the chief said, this is still early, but he does claim that it was not racially motivated. He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate.
Despite this, people across the nation feel race had something to do with it. From last March to the end of February, more than 3,000 anti-Asian hate incidents were reported. The people of all Asian ethnicities are targets of hate. A majority of these incidents are reported by women. These events have led to a shockwave through the Asian American and Pacific Islander, or AAPI, community. The UI Pan Asian Council organized an AAPI community support space Wednesday night for the community to process and support one another. This was a safe space for the students and allies to show solidarity for one another.
The Truth and Reconciliation Commission was up for debate at the City Council meeting this week. After many disorganized meetings and resignations, the council considered suspending it indefinitely. However, the Iowa City locals showed up in droves to support the TRC and condemn the council for the possible consequences of suspending it.
Suspending this commission, even for a brief time, sends a message to persons at risk of racial injustice, including myself, that these injustices will continue unchecked here in Iowa City.
Because this commission's goal is to investigate racial injustice in Iowa City, the debate focused on last summer's BLM protests, and many accused the council of stopping the TRC right when they were making headway.
Council has done nothing to carry out justice for those terrorized by police on June 3rd and continues to actively fund and support the police. Voting against the TRC would show the city council for what it is, a performance with no intention to address real racial injustice in this community.
The TRC was purposefully set up with few rules to operate independently within the community, but with that freedom came more harm than good. Some thought a brief suspension could help the TRC get organized due to the hectic past meetings.
The members were disrespectful to the chair, to the county attorney, to the facilitator, to each other, and even to the people over a certain age. There was no order to their meeting, and the public was allowed to chime in at will.
Many council members support the TRC's mission, but not the execution. Mayor Teague said, "Yes, it started with a rocky start, and I totally believe in grace, but it has developed into an unsafe space for a lot of people." In the end, the council voted 5-2 to temporarily suspend the TRC until April 15th. At that time, the TRC will have new leadership, city council, and the TRC will hold a joint meeting to figure out next steps.
Luka Garza continues to make Hawkeye history. Garza became the first Hawkeye to be named to consecutive All-American teams. He is also the only unanimous selection to the AP All-American team. Luka has cemented himself as an all-time Hawkeye great and looks to continue his legacy this Saturday at 5:25. But tonight, the Iowa volleyball team had a matchup against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Let's toss it to sports reporter Destiny Cook for a recap of the game.
Thanks, Michael. It was a tough match for the Hawkeyes as they fell 0-3 to the Cornhuskers. The Hawkeyes started the match off strong, but trailed the Cornhuskers in the third set 25-11 to end the game.
They did a good job of just moving the ball around a lot, and I think that we didn't control the ball as well as we could have on our side, and that just contributed to kind of that spiral in the third set.
Outside hitter Courtney Bazzario led the Hawkeyes in kills, but it wasn't the matchup for the Cornhuskers defense.
The idea of long rallies and just having to extend plays caught us off guard maybe a little bit, creating a little more chaos on our side than we would have liked.
The Hawkeyes hope to split the series this Saturday in Nebraska.
The Hawkeye wrestling team is taking on the mat in St. Louis for the 2021 NCAA Championship. The Hawks have 8 wrestlers with NCAA experience and 2 wrestlers competing in the national tournament. For the first time, the Hawks are currently #1 in the country. 2020 Olympic redshirt Jaden Ironman makes his 4th career appearance in the NCAA championship. But this year is different because it's his first year wrestling as a Hawkeye.
Yeah, this team is really close, so we're always talking with each other. And I think that's what makes this group really special is how close we truly are. You know, we're willing to go out there and fight for each other.
The Hawks are taking on the mat 10 a.m. this morning. The tournament will continue this weekend. Finals begin at 6 p.m. Central on Saturday.
Small businesses are the backbone of America. In light of last summer's Black Lives Matter protest, Iowa City saw a surge in support for POC-owned small businesses.
You know, we live in a world where Black entrepreneurs or business owners or historically underrepresented groups face structural and institutional impediments that inhibits them from being most successful.
Supporting Black-owned businesses uplifts marginalized communities. This helps close the disparity in wealth between races.
Right now in the pandemic, most people are not purchasing, they don't have a lot of disposable income. And for me, like the financial return I get from having customers and people buying clothes helps me to expand more.
Because of the pandemic, small business owners are struggling with income, particularly POC-owned businesses. Black business owners say it's vital that POC are supported outside of a trend or hashtag. Humanize My Hoodie co-owner Andre White says the best way to do that is,
I think just making a conscious effort to go look for Black businesses or to seek out those Black businesses. So I think there's a number of ways that people can support it. You guys kind of got to make a deliberate.
In the end, small businesses need help from their communities now more than ever.
It is still another gloomy day for Iowa City. Today will be windy with a high of 49 and a low of 25 degrees. Stay warm and cozy, Hawkeyes.
Thank you for tuning in to DITV Now. Come back tomorrow for the latest on Iowa City, the University of Iowa, and Hawkeye Nation. For DITV, I'm Michael Merrick.
And I'm Katie Wadman. Have a great day.